morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And it's Monday here in Australia, and I've got my coffee. And today we're going back to LumaFusion. But I want to open up with something really special. This is a song by somebody in the chat today. Named, not a box, called Give It Away. Oh, yeah.
Hey, please stay with me. Well, I'm surrounded by people, but I'm lonely. Hey, which way's the way to be? Well, I don't know. Maybe you're here to show me your love. Yes, when I see this love in your eyes, it's just another reason to live. Yes, when I see this love in your eyes, I got to send you a smile. Yeah, your love is another reason to give. Got to give it away, my love. Give it away, yeah. Give my love away. Hey, I'm coming your way. Yes, you can lean on me, but I'm not gonna stay. Oh, everything's on the go. Yes, we got to use our time and love one another. And when the day comes, we got to smile at each other in love. Yes, when I see this love in your eyes, it's just another reason to live. Yes, when I see this love in your eyes, I got to send you a smile. Yeah, your love is another reason to give. Oh, got to give it away, my love. Got to give it away. Got to give my love away. Got to give it away. Yeah. Give my love away. Got to give it away. Yeah. Give my love away.
Oh, yeah, man. How do you do, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. If you're watching over on Facebook, welcome to you. If you are watching on YouTube, which you are all are, hello. If you're watching on Facebook, you can come over to YouTube where the chat is happening, which is youtube.com/Jade Starr, or you can head over to Twitch at twitch.tv/howtoapp on iOS. Let me put a bit more bass in my voice. Yeah, let's do some of that. Or you can watch the show daily in the browser at howtoapponIOS.com. So yeah, that was Not a Box, who's here in the chat with us today. And that song was sent over during our Patreon. So over at the Patreon each week, you send in your songs as a Patreon, and I master them on the weekend. So here was the original version of that. There it is there. Let's have a play of it.
Well, I'm surrounded by people, but I'm lonely.
And then after mastering it, boom.
Which way's the way to be?
Pretty pretty sick, yeah? So, and that was Not a Box's song. Is Not a Box. Where do I see? What did Not a Box write? Recording was from last March. The song from 2018 or not 2019. Can't remember. What an awesome song. We were all in the Patreon chat yesterday, bopping our heads, grooving along, loving the absolute fuck out of that song. Yeah. So, and I think as Thomas Christ has put, Not a Box doesn't have any material on his YouTube channel. And that's got to change, Not a Box, really. Because since you've joined Patreon, we've heard heaps of your stuff and it's really cool. Get some stuff on that goddamn YouTube channel so people can subscribe. Awesome. Let's say hello to folks who are here. Hello, Si. Always effing good to see you. Hello to Russ8889. I hope you're doing all right, man. After this, let's have a chat. I want to know what the fuck's going on. Thomas Christ is here as always. The silent assassin. Thomas Christ. I think that sound effect's going to stick now. The silent assassin. Actually, it should be a silent sound. Hang on, the silent assassin. Is that better? I don't know. Not a Box, as we mentioned, is here. Also, Guzzo of Oz, early in the morning. Got your cup of coffee? I got mine too, bro. Alrighty, cups of coffee all round. Who else? Let me scroll. I've got to do some scrolling, rolling. Adam Burst is here. Hello, Adam. Good to see you. I see your got your green screen. Adam's just recently got a green screen and he's rocking that shit out. Yeah, cool stuff. Paying to Get is here. Because it's always paying to get. God, man, what am I doing? Dave Fox, hello to you, my friend. I need a fox sound. Do I have a fox sound? I've got to have a fox sound. There's got to be one. Let's see. Do I have a fox sound? I've got a monkey, a gorilla, a bear, a cow, a crow. We'll just go with the gorilla. We'll say that's a fox. Yeah, it's not really convincing, is it? Who else is here? Man, I'm wasting so much time. What am I doing? Jim Shannon on sounds is here as well. Hello to you, my friend. Ed B Metal, man. He's changed his name now to Ed B Metal, so now we know he's utterly metal. There's no denying it now. Awesome. I think I've covered everybody. If I've missed you, it's my poor eyesight, so I do apologise. Are there any price drops? We can do that now. Let's do it. Let's get in. Dwight Bailey. Hey, Dwight, I saw on Facebook you have you added some new funky effects to your video clips, Dwight? Did I see that? Let me see. Let me do this. Let's do a search for Dwight Bailey. Because this show is all about our community, yeah? And our people. Did I grab the right person? Yes, look. Dwight Bailey has some new effects, motherfuckers. Boom. Good to see Dwight. Changing the repertoire there. And oh, last but not least, Kevin Hart. Bless you. Saving the best till last. God, get a grip. Anyway, good to see all of you here today. Let's do the price drops thingy. I didn't forget you, Kev. How could I forget you? Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Price drops. There we go. App sliced. Do we have any price drops? Man, what am I doing? I'm all over the shop. I was running late today because stuff. Because I did a Patreon stream on the weekend and I got a copyright claim for it. And I've been trying to remove the copyrighted material, which is like 9 seconds of stuff. And every time I remove it, it keeps coming back that it's still there. YouTube, man. YouTube is a mess. So all of these session band apps are still on sale. If you're still into these for $2.99, and Nano Studio 2 still on sale for half price. So nothing really much has changed over the weekend. Yeah, all good. But we want to jump straight in today because it's LumaFusion time again. And I'm going to introduce you to this video clip I've been working on for my KindaKore clip, which has taken a really, really dark turn. I didn't expect it to go this dark, but it's gone to some pretty dark places. Let's have a look, shall we? So here's what I've done. Yesterday I actually finished a rough version of the video clip, and I've put it up on YouTube as an unlisted video just to see what it looked like. And then we're going to reconstruct it today and see if I can make it better, yeah? So let's do this. So the song is, you may have heard it before, so it's from my project KindaKore. And let me play you what we've got so far. The song is about human trafficking. So it's not really a happy topic. So it's not really a happy song. But let's have a look where we left off so we can show you what's happening today with it. Oops, let's go back to the start. Hang on a minute. Not this dancing dude again. Why is this dancing dude still there? Okay, so this is some new stuff I've added. Okay. So, that dude's got to go. It just doesn't look right, does it? Why is he dancing? We can remove him. So how do we remove a track? And I want to kind of keep it there just for fun's sake. So it's really easy to do so. So we'll start off by looking over at this side of LumaFusion, something we probably haven't covered enough. And you will see Dick Ashtray. Dick Ashtray. That's what we'll call him, Dick Ashtray. So over here, this is your main. This is like your main video line here, which has your sound. Normally when you start off a track, it has the... I had it in the eye, Thomas, but we removed it. So this is your main track, which has your audio and video. And everything above that sits over the top. Now you'll see here in this track, I have a mute. So you've got like this down arrow. We covered that in the last video, what the down arrow does. You can actually lock stuff here. So if you hit the lock, I can't move anything now in this channel. So that saves that line from ever being fucked around with. Really handy to know because, you know, people make mistakes. Luckily, LumaFusion comes with heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps and infinity kind of undos, which is really cool. The little eyeball next to it makes it disappear. So it mutes the visuals for it. And obviously next to it, there's a sound mute as well. So you can mute out any of the video channels. So all your video channels are above and audio channels are below, which we've discussed in previous videos. So if I want to remove Dancing Guy, instead of deleting the whole thing, I'm just going to go over to this eyeball here and he's gone. And that's so much better. Right, so what have I added since the last video? Let's show you what I have done, and then we'll go into all the new clips which have been imported. So you would have noticed everything from kind of here is new, and it's this clip here with this woman with her hands tied. And this started off just as a single, that shot there, that's what it was. It wasn't blurred. I've gone in and actually blurred this shot. So I can go in here and show you what I've done here. Let's go. We'll just click on this image. Is it here? Yeah. So I'm just going to click on this. And you'll see over down the bottom, so again, covered in previous shows, frame and fit is where you change the size and the rotation and the blending and cropping of your image. The next one along the bottom here is to change the speed. So you can reverse clips, you can slow it down, speed it up. This third one's for auto stabilization. I don't need any auto stabilization in this particular show on any of these clips. And this final one is where you can add colorization, contrast, green screen effects, all this blurring kind of stuff. Now you'll see over here, I've got this Gaussian, I don't know how you even say that, a blur up here. So when I click on the arrow, it brings down this little section to say that I have 8% radius, 8 radius, so it's slightly blurred. If I click the little eyeball here, that's what the original clip looked like from Storyblocks. So I wanted this to be more anonymous, to have her looking more anonymous. So I took the entire clip and blurred it out. So that's that. Now, what I've tried to do here is I've actually cut up this entire clip, you'll notice along the timeline, into lots and lots of pieces. So it starts here with and then I've gone in and individually chopped these into little pieces, and then gone into each piece and slowly just moved it different places. Zoomed in a little bit to the left, down to the right, up to the right. A close-up of the arms where I've taken the blur off for this particular one. And then another one back to normal, then down, bottom right again, right over to the right. And then at a point, I've zoomed right into her eyes and face to show how battered and bruised she is. So all these clips I've chopped up, and I can click on them individually. And how do I chop them? You just go in and you've got this little pair of scissors down here and you can just snip them all up, yeah? So it's a really interesting little technique you can do. And then the final one, what I've done, let's show you this one. The final one here, I've added, so over here down on frame and fit, I've added 2 key points, yeah? So there's one key point at the start, and that is, you can see the image of her close up. And then I've put a key point at the end where I've grabbed the size, this here, and I've pulled it all the way down to 0. So when you play it, she disappears, yeah? She pulls back. And that will go into the next clip. So I've tried to make this a bit more haunting and disturbing kind of thing to really showcase this woman's in really dire straits. So we'll have a look at it again, all chopped. Now the thing is, there was no rhyme or reason to my chopping or cutting up. I just randomly cut. That's the thing. That's, again, remember, you've got unlimited retries with this kind of stuff, so you can experiment with this and just chop, 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 chop. One a little bit smaller, one a little bit bigger. Go for your life. Try these things. Mix them up. Try these different kind of effects. I did this in my lyric video too. If you have a look at the lyric video I did on LumaFusion, I did the same kind of thing with words to give them some impact. So, and the idea behind this was to make her, so because the song is about human trafficking kind of thing, here's this woman chained up, tied up, beaten up, all looking miserable, who fades, disappears into obscurity of a pile of money. Because that's the whole message of the song, that it seems we live in a world where money has more importance over human life. It's these little, hopefully it's these little touches that make more sense. So here's the next clip here is, and yeah, again, that's just keeping the thing to remember with if you're gonna do something like this. Like I mentioned at the start, remember I said I've put a blur on the clip. So before I started chopping the clip up, I put a blur across the whole clip. So then once I start chopping it up, anything I want to detract and then take the blur away, it's only one little piece which was this little piece here, I had to remove the blur from. You don't want to try and chop everything up and then go back and put the blurs back on everything. You know what I mean? Try and think ahead with this stuff. If that makes sense, if I'm making sense or going too fast. So this money clip here, I'm pretty sure, have a look. This was just a normal clip. I haven't done any trickery to this. It naturally was a kind of moving up kind of clip, doing that kind of thing. Then we got this guy looking through the curtains again. Now some of these clips... Hey, Josh. So some of these clips I've actually sped up or slowed down to try and fit in with the beat. Remember I said in the last show, the beat is really important for these things. Landing on the beat gives impact. And I know it sounds like you're probably sitting there thinking, but why wouldn't anybody do that? And remember, it's not always the rule. There are clips. I even saw Kev Hart's new clip that he just dropped today, which beats were, because it's death metal, or whatever metal you want to call it, there's some changes that actually work in with the blast beats of the song that you wouldn't particularly think would be on the count of 4 of each thing. So that's not always the case. But for this particular song, because it's in these 2, 3, 4, it's a very standard kind of beat. So then I found this clip. I was talking about speeding up and slowing down. You will find, if you find a clip that you really like and really want to fit within a period of time, you can go into here and you can change the speed of it to make it match, give it impact to fit in. Because sometimes you'll find a clip in Storyblocks that's a little bit too short. But if you if you just slow it down by 0.5, it just gives it that little bit of length to fit within the song. So don't be afraid to do that. And experiment, that kind of stuff. All right, now what I will touch on before we go forward is a lot of these clips, all of these actually, I have added an effect to them. And I'm not going to add any more effects to the new clips today. So let's just click on the first one here and go down to our effects section, our color and effects. So nearly all these clips I have a high contrast or a normal contrast, and then if it's a little bit too high I can go into the contrast and change things up. I'm trying to match the darkness, the contrast across all of the clips. Yeah, so up until now everything along here, every clip has got a little contrast thing added to it. You can see if you look really closely, I don't know how to zoom in and make that even look. Let's try it this way. There's a little palette. There's a little paint palette just down here. That means I've added contrast to it. So you can see if you've added these things to each of your little color things. All right, so this, I can't believe I found this on Storyblocks. This has to be one of the most demented parts of the song. I reckon this clip here. Man, look at this. Man, that is so demented. I couldn't believe it. And the way I found this was I wrote victim. I think it was victim in Storyblocks. So going back to the last show in Storyblocks, don't be afraid. If you can't find something you specifically are looking for, don't be afraid to try and think of other words that are similar. Like I was writing words like hostage. Then I put in victim. Good Lord. And some of the things that came up in here, I was absolutely freaking shocked. Look at these skulls and people with blood nose, blood draining out of their head. Look at this one. This is brutal. There is so much. Yeah, you're right, Thomas. There's so much content in here. Hello, Seba. I hope you're well. What is this one? So we've got, is this a guy who's washed up on the beach? It's bizarre, man. So a man with a nosebleed. There we go. So even when I typed in blood, there's a heap of content around the word blood, bleeding, this kind of stuff. So, don't be afraid to get in here to Storyblocks and have a good look around. You'll be surprised at some of the really dark stuff that's in here. So, here we are. We're up to this part of the song. Hello, Welton Kinder. I hope you're well. Everybody, check out Welton Kinder's brand new track. He premiered today. It's really cool, really heavy, awesome stuff. I think Ed B. Metal's got a new one. Oh my God, you guys have got so much new material. It's great. Alrighty. So, let's move on. You will remember, if you've watched the previous show, the way I was doing things. This is how I work my project. I'll put a whole lot of my clips that I might put in the song all at the end of the project. And then I start moving them forward up to the song here. And this is what I've done. So along here, I've set up, these are the portions that I believe are for each section. So I've actually gone in and timed all these. And now I'm just going to drag them into place. And everything past this line here is stuff I haven't used. So there's a lot of... Let's have a look at some of the stuff. Let's just hit play and let it do its thing. There may be some repeat stuff in here. So we've got like a swing set that's... so I've already used this one. We've got... This is... some of this is in the song as well. This bleeding on the American money. I didn't actually use this. So this is some crows that I found. I thought maybe some crows would be interesting. There's still room to actually put some of this stuff in. And it's the right pace too. I think the crows are a right pace. I just don't know if it works. This actually got into the song. This was in Storyblocks, man. It's brutal. Like, what the hell, man? Let's just go through. So we got some swings here, swinging. We've got this eyeball. This kind of got in. Some more swings. This axe with blood on it. This shit. Look at this. This demented toy. That never got in. We had these swings here. So there's a whole lot of... oh yeah. This one with the chick wiping the blood off the knife. Pretty cool. I thought that one was a bit cheesy. Not really going to use that. And this guy looks like he's having a good time. He doesn't even look like he's scared. Like, what's going on? What is he doing with his face? Yeah, sometimes there's not some very good actors in there as well. That's pretty gruesome, isn't it? Oh my God. So yeah, there's some super gruesome stuff in here. And a lot of this I haven't used. All right, so the other thing I want to touch on before we start moving these tracks in, you may have noticed since the last video, I've changed the aspect ratio of the video. So why have I done that? I really wanted to do like a cinema kind of angle. How do you do that? Well, you've got down the bottom here in your question mark section, in your here we are. So in settings, you can actually change the aspect ratio in here. And I've gone for this 2.361 anamorphic moondog. You've got widescreen cinema. You've got all these ultra panavision. You know, your standard is your 16:9, but I really wanted to give it this movie kind of feel. So yeah, this anamorphic moondog is perfect for that. So that's the aspect ratio I've gone for this. All right, so let's move in these clips that I've prepared. So here's the good bit about the latest versions of LumaFusion. If you want to select multiple clips here like this, in the old versions you couldn't do it. It was super hard. But now down here you have this tick box. And if I select this, then I can just take my finger and drag it over the clips that I want. And it selects them. And then I can just pick them up and move them wherever I want them all together. So I want to move this in here. There we go. So I've moved those in. And the next section I've got ready to go, this is the chorus. So I'm going to grab all of these as well. Still got this little checkbox ready down the bottom. So I'm going to grab all of these, pick them up, and bring them in. And these all should match up because I've spent a bit of time since our last LumaFusion show getting all these together. Let's grab this. This is a second kind of chorus. Throw this in. We'll grab this one as well. So super easy to move stuff around, especially like you, as I mentioned, that I like to have all this stuff at the back here to choose from. So, you know, it's really good if you just, this is how I put all this together. I put it all together back here and then moved it all up into the clip. And then I just actually moved everything out so I could show you the process. And we got one more section of stuff, and then I'll show you everything in here, and then we'll work on the logo for the start, because I need to add a logo to the start of this. All right, so as you can see, that all ends right at the same time as the music. There we go. So everything's all done. And now the easy thing is, and I do suggest this is a really good idea for people. Say we get to this point, I would now go out of LumaFusion. Now that I've got everything in place, go out. I would grab this clip here, go down to copy, and make a backup of it. Just make a copy of it. And then go into here and remove all this crap at the end you don't need, yeah? So we could do this right now. Let's actually just follow my own advice. We'll make a copy of this. So I'm going to hit copy for this sorted track. And it's a little double plus down the bottom. Makes a copy of it. We'll go into this copy here, hit the little tick down the bottom, and now I can just grab all of this crap and get rid of it if I want. Oops. And delete. And now you'll notice the song stops at the end now. So we're good to go. Everything's ready and you can start playing from there. So I was just showing you how to do that. But let's go back to the original one here with all that stuff in it still, just in case I need some of these clips. Okay, let's have a watch and see what's new. So you can see some of the dastardly stuff that's added in here, because it's pretty gruesome. And then we'll come back and we'll add a logo, and we'll start thinking about maybe chopping some of this stuff up as well. So I'll double click, and we'll just go from the start anyway, because we'll see it in its entirety without the color matching or anything like that. So remember, this new stuff we've added in from here, I haven't added any of the color, the contrasting to match the rest of this. As you can see, this is all very dark and this is all very light. So we'll go full screen, hit play, boogly boo. There you go. It's just a little bit dark. Do you think Metalhead Hippie's going to play this on his show? That's a no from me. Damn. It's not very kid friendly, is it? Whoops. That sucks. So, there's a couple of things in here the first thing I want to address is I want to have the logo at the start. So I want the logo to actually appear here on this part of the song. So what I'm going to need to do is go over to find the logo, which I have a PNG of it. So let's do that. Let's get out of this, and I'm going to go into GoDaddy Studio. Here's my logo. So let's edit this logo. What have I done here? Didn't want to do that. So I want to click on this. What is going on? What have I done? Oh yeah, I want to edit the logo. Close. Let's go into the logo. I want to edit this logo, and what I want to do with it, I want to try and add a shadow, because I know there's a shadow currently attached to it. I think there's a black shadow. Let's see. I've got a yeah, so there's a black shadow attached to it. I want to change the angle of it a little bit. So I want to make it a bit more predominant. So I need to actually stand it out. And a way to do this too, so I think that's a little bit better. Sometimes you make a shadow with this and it isn't looking exactly how you want it. So what I do is I'll double it up. So what I'm going to do here is hit the tick, and up in these channels, I'm actually going to duplicate this. And if I do it again, it didn't do it too much, but there is a little bit of darkness with that black there. So now what I'm going to do is save this. I'm going to save it as a PNG. I just want a little bit more black in there, so there's enough there, I think. We're going to open this in, I think I can open it straight up in, I can open it up in LumaFusion, I do believe. So if I hit LumaFusion, it should import it straight in here and take me, hopefully there it is, take me straight to the file there. So here it is. There's the logo. So now I can actually drag this logo in over the top at the start of the clip. So there's the logo. And now I can go in and zoom in on this logo. I can double click on the logo and we can change the size of it to make it fit somewhere where I want. So I kind of want it up in this top corner, but I don't want it, I want it to appear in a specific place. So the song kicks off with the swing and I want it to start fading in there. All right, so we're going to have to move this logo to about here. And I want the swing to come all the way back before the logo, so about there. So that's where it disappears. But I don't want it to just like appear and disappear like that. I actually want it to fade. So probably bring it a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is add some fades on here. So I'm going to go up to the top corner and I'm going to choose transitions from the top. And here's where all our transitions are. I just want to dip. So I'm going to grab this dip transition, drag it to the front of the image. I'm going to drag another one to the end of the image. And let's see what happens. Cool, that'll do for now. I can work on that a little bit later to make the zoom in a little bit longer, make the fade in a little bit longer, or make it a little bit shorter. Probably can make it a little bit. Let's make it just make it 20, and we'll make this one 20 as well. So you can see with these, a thing that a lot of people get confused with the when you add a transition, to make the transition longer, you have to click on the actual transition. To make the clip longer and take up more of the transition, so I didn't mean to move that. You actually have to grab the clip. Oh fuck, I keep doing that. See, so you can shorten the clip and keep the length of the transition like that. I can probably come back a bit. Or you can click on the actual transition and make the transition a little bit longer, which we're going to make 20. Cool. So I just want it to, the idea behind it, I just want it to appear and then move out of the way of the swing. That's the reason why I want that actually happening. So there's another part of this song I actually want to try something with. Let's go in here. So there's two. It's actually this clip here with this woman. And when she jumps, I actually want to start zooming in from here. All right, so I'm going to double click on this clip, and you can see where if I go back out, because I've set my marker here in the timeline. Now when I click on the clip, the marker is in that place right here. Yeah, so now I can decide to set I'm going to go down the bottom here to our, because we want to change the size, so we're in our fit and frame and fit. And I'm going to put in a marker here, so I set one there, and then I'm going to move this along and probably set one about here, because I want to zoom in between these 2 points. I want to actually zoom in. So here I want to, I don't know if this is going to work or look good. It might not. Oh my god, that's evil. Why am I laughing? Why am I laughing? That's terrible, man. It's just so wrong. I shouldn't be laughing at that. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and set another marker. Right, so I'm not happy with that. I actually want it to be a little bit later. So instead of deleting the marker, I'm going to place another marker here. Oh, that didn't work. That actually didn't work, what I wanted to do. So I'm going to put this marker back here, actually. And now zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Let's see how that looks. What you gonna be? What you gonna do? What you gonna say on the day when they come for you? Yeah, that's better. What you gonna be? What... So it's only a little thing that I've added there, but I just want to give it a little bit more terror by more so zooming in on the actual axe. That's because that's the important thing of the image. I can, and tomorrow when we look at this as well, I might actually try and like focus, maybe change the focus a little bit so it's more on the axe and she gets blurred out. You know what I mean? So the whole focus is on that central axe. What I want to do with this one here, if we have a look at this clip here, so we've got this guy being kidnapped or whatever you want to say. What I actually want to do with this is double click on it, and I want this to blur, but I want this to blur over time. So I'm going to go into down the bottom here our color and effects, and this is where all the blurs are up the top here. I'm going to click on that, and we have this blur. So we've got these blurs selected. Now I'm going to add this blur 5 just for now. We can, because we can change this. It doesn't really matter. We can actually turn these blurs up, you see. So we can change this at any time. But now that I've added something, so once you select something up here, you'll notice down the bottom in your timeline, you are given the option to select your little nodes here. So I'm going to select one at the beginning of this video, and then I'm going to take this to the end and add another one. And at the end, I just want to blur this a little. So maybe just 5. So it's not intense. I don't want to blur it all the way out, but I want it to kind of have the impression that at the beginning you can see his face, and as he's being pulled away, it's getting blurred at the same time. So, you know, in my mind, I'm portraying the image of people get kidnapped and then they disappear into nothing. They blur into the background and nobody, you know, the whole world just keeps going on. So as you can see, as he's getting grabbed, it's ever so subtle too. It's blurring out. And there's a lot of movement there too, so it's super subtle. Now you notice too, and you know, I should have pointed this out, but I know where this song, how this song goes. So I can see here, when this zooms in here with this particular clip, see where it stops? The zoom actually stops underneath, if I zoom in here, right on this musical part here. See the waveform, how it's a little bit larger? So that's obviously a change in the song. So it's uniform. The actual zoom in is uniform. It stops right there and makes sense with the music. These are just little things that I think are important. So again, you listen to the beat and watch the camera zoom in. What you gonna be? What you gonna do? What you gonna say on the day when they come for you? What See? So it correlates. It makes sense. What else have we got? Let's go through these and see if there's anything else that I can zoom in on. See, I wouldn't mind doing something like that on this too. Let's go in here, and what have we got? We've got 8 minutes kind of time. I'm going to put a zoom in here on this, and again, going to hit down. I'm going to see what this looks like. It might look shit, or it might not. So I'm going to hit our little keyframe down the bottom, set one here, and maybe we'll do it one all the way to the end as well, and do a constant zoom all the way in, so it's just got some movement. And let's zoom right in, maybe right in even on the eye of the thing, maybe to about there. So the way I'm thinking about it, so we've got this axe, which is a very still shot, and the whole point of the axe is to catch the blood dripping from the bottom. And then the next scene has somebody getting dragged this way, so they're actually moving out. And then the next image has movement moving forward. So there's constantly things happening. There's constant movement going on, you know what I mean? Because if they all end up just like still images, so here's a still image here, then we've got movement. It just adds a little bit to it. And it costs nothing to do. Okay, let's look for anything else. There's probably you could probably even zoom in on this kind of thing. Let's just try that for fun. If you don't like it, you can get rid of it. That's the beautiful thing about this. I'm going to go here and add a keyframe because we're already in fit and frame here. And let's see. We'll go along this timeline. Maybe from about here. So we'll put a point in there, and then we'll put a point in the end, or maybe halfway to the end. Maybe about there. And we'll zoom in on this and try and get that in there, right, kind of in the center. Let's see what that looks like. It might look stupid, or it might not. Yeah. What I'm quickly going to do with this last one before we move on for the day is this image of the girl. I don't want this to be so clear. I don't want you to see her face as such. I want to actually blur this whole thing a little bit because it just is what it is. So I'm going to go in here and click blur and just give a 5 just to make it more, again, that whole thought pattern of this person's been taken, they mean nothing anymore. Nobody cares about them anymore, so they're completely blurred out. Their face doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? It sounds horrible, but... yeah, guys, it was a conscious decision to use clean cuts. So I think it just works really well with this particular song. Like, you know, I actually had tried to do some cross dissolves and stuff, but it didn't work for any of them, I think, because the song is such an abrasive song. These are just little things I think, you know, it's incredibly healthy to think about when making a video clip. What's the topic of the song? Let the topic dictate the style of production. So if it's an abrasive, vile, horrible kind of content like this is about, like fucking nobody wants to talk about child abduction, human trafficking kind of thing. So the cuts need to be absolutely total clean cuts and sharp and nasty, just to draw the point, where dissolved cuts don't work, you know. That's the thing. So that is that. So I'm going to play this through, and then tomorrow what we're going to do is come back here and we are going to go through and match up all of these color tones. We're going to go and add any effects that we want, all this kind of stuff, any other text that we need, and match all the contrasts and all that kind of thing, and hopefully get this looking a bit more the same tone. That's what we're going to try and do, make all these different videos which are all very different kind of colors, from faded to dark kind of thing, and we want to make these all match and look around the same kind of tone. So that's what we're doing here tomorrow. I'm going to wrap up by playing the song out and bidding you all farewell. Yes, I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember, do the things that make you happy. Keep making mistakes because they make you better, and remember, we'll all rise together. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for being here, everybody. You all rock. Adios, amigos. Goodbye, full screen, and let's do this, motherfucker. Go.